Hello and welcome to TAGtalk COVID-19 series. My name is Justine Liddelow and I'm the Director of Commercial for TAG, the world's leading entertainment travel company. Throughout this series, I'll be talking to industry leaders from our preferred supplier partners about what effects the coronavirus is having on their business and day-to-day operations, what they're doing to combat these challenges, and some predictions of what the future will look like for our travellers when they start to consider travelling again. Today, I'm very excited to welcome David Seelinger, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer from our preferred ground transportation supplier, EmpireCLS. Welcome, David, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to do this. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, David, I believe EmpireCLS has remained open throughout this pandemic. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned over the past 13 weeks?
Well, I mean, that's a big question because, I think prior to this, it was easy to say, certainly that, we had built a very successful company and we really felt like, nothing can stop us, right? And we've learned now that, something did stop us and we've had to deal with that. We've remained open. But I think I've really learned that people are capable of much more than you think they are. That's number one. My team has just rallied around this company in a way that I never thought I would see. And that's just as a leader in this industry. I mean, that's just so exciting to see that people are really, taking charge of the situation and so on and so forth, but in a different way than they have before. Always passionate, but now more passionate. And, it's just amazing how you start to take on different meaning. And what I mean by that is that, I'm a very faith-based person, so it's challenging to get through the days, but that kind of helps me through the days. But I've learned in these 13 weeks that I'm much stronger than I thought I was. I'm finding that I had leadership skills I wasn't aware of through this crisis, and so many things like that from a personal perspective, from a business perspective. I think what I've learned is that we were certainly doing the right thing prior to this, before the pandemic, because we're able to survive. And unfortunately, there's a lot of companies that aren't able to say that, I think, or that are really struggling. And we're very fortunate to be in the position that we're in.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's tough times for sure, but I'm glad everyone's been able to grow, and you're right, it really has sort of changed everyone's view, and they've really lifted their game,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah.
So touches technology is being talked about across the travel industry. I guess an even greater importance now since the coronavirus pandemic. So can you tell us what new technologies EmpireCLS has invested in and their functionalities?
Absolutely. And this part I'm so excited about because we spent three and a half years developing a new technology stack. And the development of that started when, I started to see what some of the TNCs are able to do with technology. Even though, they're independent contractors and such, you can get a car quickly and so on and so forth. So I said, how do we apply that to this chauffeur car ground that I'm in, where they're employees and we own the fleet, et cetera, et cetera. So we spent 3.5 years developing this technology stack, and I'm very excited to report that during the downtime, because for me it was like, what we have to do something during this downtime that's extraordinarily valuable for our customers. What can we do to make things even better? And we decided, what, we're going to launch that software. Even though we weren't completely ready, we made ourselves ready because we had the time to do it. And we've launched it recently, and I'm so excited because now we have a forward-facing application for our customers they can use on their iPhone or their Android. And not only that, because that's really nothing new, we are live right now in 21 cities across the globe in real time. So what I did was I went out 3.5 years ago and said to my partners that are operating around the country in Europe, I said, listen, the only way this is going to work where we can provide real-time data to the traveling community, just like the TNCs do, is for everyone to go on the same technology stack. So I was able to get all of my partners to go on this technology stack. So now, when you use the application, you see your car in Chicago, you see it in Tulsa, you see it all over the where you're traveling. And the good thing about that is at the bottom of the screen, it shows you available cars that you can get immediately. That's never been done before in our space. So we think it's game changing. We're very excited about it because you can also now, for a corporate travel user or an individual user, you can go on a web portal and you can log in and you can see where every one of your travelers are real time now in all these major markets. So from a security perspective, and so many other, just knowing where your travelers are, because you always know when they're on a flight, you always know when they're in a hotel, they have a rental car, you never knew where they were with the ground. Now you'll know. So we're just super excited that we're able to launch this technology this coming week.
Yeah, that duty of care is definitely, I mean, it was important
Yes.
before, but it's even been heightened now. So that's fantastic news. Really great
Yeah,
stuff.
and I've been on so many calls with our corporate customers, and as you know, we service a lot of Fortune 100 companies. We service TAG, which is one of my favorite accounts. and we've been speaking with them and showing them the new technology, and they're just overwhelmed. And because I think what's going to happen is, the use of TNCs might be a little bit difficult in the beginning here as travel starting to ramp up, because people are unsure about what can be done in fleets that are not owned. Whereas with owned fleets, it's easier to control. So we think the future is bright for all of us.
Well, leading into that, that sort of speaks to my next question. So I guess, what should our customers know when choosing their ground transportation and looking at the differences between the rideshare, which, as we know, has taken on a world of its own, and privately owned vehicles?
The biggest thing I'm hearing about, obviously, is the concern over people's health when they're traveling with us. Now, safety has always been priority one for us. So now it's safety and health, right? And so what we've done and what we're able to do is control what goes on inside the cars because of chauffeur employees. So we're using all different kinds of equipment for sterilization, the fleet's being sterilized weekly. I mean, there's all kinds of different things, which I know we're going to get into, but that's difficult for the TNCs to do because they can't show any control over their drivers because they're independent contractors. So I'm sure that they're going to do things to mitigate risk, the drivers themselves. But in terms of what really needs to be done, I think that the employee-owned model is really the way to go at this present time until we're able to see how much the TNCs can mitigate risk.
Sure. No, absolutely. It makes total sense. So as travel starts to pick up again, which, I know people are getting a little, itchy. Can you tell our audience what you're doing to build that customer confidence regarding health and safety so they feel comfortable traveling with you?
Yes, we put out now 3 videos in regards to the type of procedures that we've put into place for health and sanitation reasons. And they are extensive. We're being told that we've really sort of set the standard now with what should be done inside the car and with the chauffeurs. And we're excited about what we're doing. We're using some new technology that's never been used before, which is UVC lighting. We're installing UVC lighting in all our motor coaches and minibuses in line to the air that goes into the vehicle, so it completely cleanses that air. Same thing going on with our cars. We put HEPA filters in them. We're using the UVC lighting to destabilize bacteria and viruses. The moment you put that light over anything, it does that destabilizing. So we're excited about the things that we're doing, and we really believe that what we're doing is mitigating risk to the greatest extent that we can. And we asked ISOS, International SOS, to help us with that process, and they've now certified and signed off on the things that we're doing.
Fantastic. And then, as I mentioned before, people are sort of, it's been 13 weeks now, people are ready to get out there. So, travel and the need for private vehicles is going to come back slowly, but definitely surely. So how do you get yourself ready for that?
Well, so we as you know, we've been open this whole time. Of course, we had our own amount of people that we had to furlough, and we're just now started bringing people back, which we're excited about. We just started bringing chauffeurs back, so we're seeing our trip count actually go up week by week now. So we're starting to see that up curve in bookings. And we do a lot of private aviation work too, so that's really what's kept us busy through this, as people traveling on private aviation. But I think that when people see our videos and when we've been doing these calls with our largest customers in regards to mitigating risk, I think that's sort of the deciding factor in what people want to do. We're being told that they want to be with a company that is able to control what goes on inside these cars. And I think, as people start to see our videos and we have these discussions with them, that they start to feel much more comfortable using private ground transportation.
Absolutely. And I think these videos are housed, I think I saw them on your YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. Just as TAG is, we're starting to do our podcast too soon. I'm actually sitting in that area now where we're doing them front, which we're really excited about. I know TAG's excited about doing them too. We love doing, they're so informative. And I think this is the kind of stuff that travelers, corporate travelers and your customers, need to start hearing about what's going on, because people are going to start traveling soon. I strongly believe that. So, the good days are coming.
Yes, they are. Well, David, thank you again for joining us today and sharing such valuable insights. And for those listening, if you'd like any further information or rates on EmpireCLS or any information on the sanitation procedures, don't hesitate to contact your local TAG office or visit www.tag-group.com. And don't forget the EmpireCLS YouTube page as well for those videos. Thank you again, David.
Oh, thank you so much. We're just really honored. I'm honored to do this with you, and we appreciate your business very much. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you again.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.